everyone. This is Mrs. O'Connor Vince coming at you today from You.DJ. This is the education version, which you can see in the top left-hand corner. If you are not on the For Education site, make sure that you include /edu in the title here. Okay, and this is what you'll get, the education version here. Today I'm going to show you a couple different things that you can use in You.DJ to create music and different sound effects and different techniques and musical characteristics of our You're the DJ Music First unit. The first thing that you'll see here on the bottom left-hand corner is our genres. And if you go through the Music First lessons, you will see that I have laid out and gone through a handful of these genres. Now, I selected ones that were based off of kind of the historical aspect and the bigger, more overarching genres. So some of them that you'll see on the bottom left-hand side are kind of subgenres or genres that fall under those kind of bigger categories. There are also some genres on there that you have not seen, and that is okay too. I have two turntables here, one on the left and one on the right. And this is obviously for any of the genres. The first play button here is going to be your left-hand side, and the right-hand side will be your turntable over here. So whatever song you pick, if you want to do the same track, you can do that as well. That'll come in handy when we look at hip hop. But I'm going to just pick two different things for right now. And this tutorial is really just to show you kind of the overarching things. We'll get more into effects and whatnot as we go through the different tutorials together. So the first thing that I want to do, these are my volume controls for each one. So I'm going to bring these down a little bit. This is your control from going from turntable to turntable. So if I have it all the way to the left, it will only play this turntable. If I have it in the middle, it'll play both at the same time. If I have it all the way to the right, it'll play only the one on the right-hand side. So let's start this and see where we're at. So I'm going to do it all the way to the left here, just so I can listen to this one first. And you can see the sound wave here at the top. So we have kind of a slow introduction here, which gives me the ability, I can turn this up if I want. Kind of gives you a gradual build up here. So I'm going to push play on this one here. You can see that I move that all the way to the right, so I can move back and forth there that way. Then you have three knobs here on either side. First one says mid, so I'll demonstrate what all of these do. The second one says bass, and then the third one says filter. So the mid means a filter. That it filters out the mid-range section. Same thing here with bass. If we want to really emphasize the bass, let's take it out. Do either one of those things here. Bring it back to the middle. And the last one here is just a filter. So we can kind of go back and forth on that. So these overall effects are going to help you with transitions and kind of distinguish between all the different genres that we're going to be looking at together during this unit. One quick thing that I did want to show you, you see these lines here at the top, on top of the sound waves, that is the beat. So again, just for an example, I have kind of this point where it's a little softer on this side, so the volume's up here. So if I push both of them together, you'll see that that automatically syncs up because I have that adjustment with the beats per minute on. If you hover over, it says 130 BPM stands for beats per minute. So if I click on this, you'll see that it says beats in sync with a thumbs up here. That actually means that it's automatically adjusting the tempo of each song to make sure that they line up and they are at the same tempo. So you can see percentage wise here and here that it has lined up to 130 beats per minute. This checkbox here, it says disable auto BPM. So if I want to do that manually myself, I can deselect this box and you can see that I can move the tempo either way here for both songs. But for our purposes, I'm going to leave that on because this makes my life a lot easier at making sure that the tempos line up together here. So again, I'm just going to cue both these up here. You see how when both of these play, these little white lines here automatically line up. So anyway, you get the general idea there. And I just incorporated some scratching here just so you could see that, I can physically hold the record to kind of keep it back and it'll snap back into place once I release it. So those are all really helpful tricks to kind of know with the beats per minute here. Some of the other kind of main controls here, we went over the mid, bass, and filter. We have these two buttons called Party Mode 1 and Party Mode 2. Kind of just gives you a fun background to kind of look at. For me, it's more of a distraction, so I like to turn it off, but it is fun. Like if you are recording your final take, maybe you want to add a little extra something, you can push those and kind of gives you a cool background that you can have for your visual. Again, with our record players here, we can physically scratch. Right. And we know that traditionally in dance music, it usually kind of followed a certain pattern. In hip hop, it was more of a scratch effect, kind of showing off your skills and how fast you could do it. So, again, those are all things to kind of distinguish what genre that you're actually performing in. We have dance and house along with deep house. Techno also could fall under that category. You can make an argument for that. But techno really pushed the boundaries of technology. So that's why sometimes we kind of categorize it with EDM. So EDM, electro, techno, trance and psy, dubstep, and drum and bass kind of all fit under that other EDM category. Hip hop and trap, you want to pair that along with dub, which obviously isn't in here. Dance and house and deep house, you want to pair with disco, which isn't in here. And pop is kind of its own category down here at the bottom. Remember, pop is just short for popular, right? So that can be a lot of different genres. It doesn't necessarily have to fit a particular genre criteria. And then there's a more section. So again, if you want to kind of explore different sounds, you're more than welcome to do that. But again, if you are doing this to submit for one of your mixes, I suggest that you kind of stay within the parameters of the genre labeling here.